All right, we are back live. This is Bolo Punch. We were talking about the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame in Belfast, New York, and the experience of yours truly being named the official artist for the Boxing Hall of the bare knuckle variety. Belfast, New York, Mr. Scott Burt. I've got a list of people I want to thank.
Start with me for giving me them.
Yes, of course. So, Timmy, as a relative outsider, I mean, you came along as my friend. You came along to help represent Bolo Punch. You came along as a boxing fan. How would a boxing fan have enjoyed themselves at this? What were the high points for your weekend?
Well, I tell you what, I was a little nervous going into it because you never know with one of these things. Talking to a guy on the phone and hearing things, and you know you're going to see something great with what we heard about the barns and everything else, but you just never know how one of these first weekends are going to go. But it was unbelievable, especially with Leon Spinks. Actually, I was also nervous about Leon because but Leon was absolutely amazing. The night started out. We got there Friday afternoon, got checked in, got taken a little nap, and then at our bed and breakfast that we stayed in, which was just unbelievable. Just pulled right off the highway. Once you pulled off the highway, it was unbelievable. It was like.
Tell me you wouldn't like to retire in a town like Angelica or Belfast.
It was cool, man. Just old houses, just nice, quiet town. Just, it's unbelievable.
It's also early October.
Yeah.
Which it's like the most perfect time to drive in the entire state of New York.
Well, not on the way there, because everything was freaking white because of the snow.
Everything was covered with snow.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready for that either.
Yeah, that sucked. But I mean, we get a little nap. We get.
At least you did. Was that while you were driving?
That was while I was driving.
Okay.
But no, then we get set up for the little VIP dinner hors d'oeuvres type deal thing
with
that they
unveiling.
had. Yes, with the unveiling of the painting
and
stuff. Yeah, the auction, and it was pretty unbelievable. The food was great. They introduced Leon. Leon was walking around talking to people. And then it got interesting. And then they unveiled the painting, which was unbelievable. And then was the glove. And
I really feel better with you talking about these things rather than me sounding all self-interested and everything, because I'll just go on and on. I'd rather hear you.
Well, the painting was cool because the unveiling of it, because they asked Leon to help you with it. And it was really, really cool that they got Leon involved in that stuff. But we were just doing a live broadcast, and some of our listeners that are on right now were on. I mean, we weren't talking, but we had a live broadcast going. I know, Emil, you jumped on and got to see a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Just threw a camera up in the room just so people could see what was going on, which was neat. But the glove, man, and I told Scott, I said, the people online want to check out the glove, and not knowing if people online were going to bid or not, but, it seemed to put some kind of buzz into the room that there was potential online bidders going to happen too. And I mean, that glove went.
It was a hand-painted glove of Leon Spinks, and the way the auction went was, oddly enough, Leon Spinks was in the room, so he would autograph it any which way you want. And I had already signed it, whether my signature on it or not, whether that was viewed as graffiti or as helping the value of it. Whatever. It was hand-painted by me. He signed it, and it went for $412.
Yeah, it went.
Now, I routinely sell these gloves for $60. And in the auction, when Timmy says, yeah, well, we've got people online that are also interested in it, it just created more buzz. Plus, it was for an awesome cause. It's not like I got any of that money. That was all for the hall.
Yeah, plus guys are giving money just because they want to give money to the hall.
Exactly.
As well.
That's what it was. And they got an awesome, pardon me, there's 2, maybe 3 gloves that look just like that in the world. I've only done 2, and I've been commissioned to do a 3rd one by Leon Spinks himself. His girlfriend has Brenda, who's awesome and loves us too. Brenda asked me to do another one for Christmas. Baby Joe Macy was there. Baby Joe Macy has asked me to do one of his trainer, and he wants to get a number of them with his own face on them to give.
You're getting
presents.
$450 for each of these, right?
No, it's back down to the 60 price for that. But then the weirdest part was the induction ceremony on on Saturday, Tim, as far as I'm concerned, because they had Rob Ray of the Buffalo Sabres, who's got like the 6th most penalty box minutes because he throws his gloves off and he bare knuckle fights. In hockey, that's what you do. He's sitting in the front row next to Baby Joe Macy, who's also in the front row, next to Leon Spinks in the front row. Well, they've got a Leon Spinks, a Baby Joe Macy, and a Rob Ray glove that I've done up in the front. And they auctioned them off, and that combined, gave another $375 to the cause. So, I mean, I'm responsible for, Bolo Punch is responsible for nearly $800 being donated to the Hall of Fame off of a few gloves. I think that's really, really, really awesome that we were able to help raise money for our friend Scott Burt.
Basically, to restore that barn that they're...
To finish it up, yeah.
Well done. Because I got a care package today in the mail from Mr. Scott Burt, our good buddy. And this is actually an original piece of the Muldoon and Sullivan training barns in Belfast, New York. I don't know if you can actually see this or not, but Scott Burt actually sent me a piece of the barn, and me and Timmy Patterson, we were lucky enough to get a tour of the barns where Sullivan trained for his 1889 75 round endeavor with one Jake Kilrain.
Well, they also sent you a handful of nails over there.
I've got a bunch of these old colonial-style square peg nails that also came out of the barn during all the restoration. Scott Burt is more than just a guy that we talk to on Bolo Punch and a guy that happens to be running a world-class boxing Hall of Fame dedicated to bare knuckle fighters. He's our friend now. He totally took us in, and I'll tell you what, the unveiling on Friday, the dinner on Saturday, the unveiling again on Saturday, the standing out in the rain to see the giant marble statue of John L. Sullivan, taking the tour. I'll tell you what, Timmy, my favorite part was Saturday night, just sitting in a bar with all these people.
That was unreal, man.
Sitting there with Leon Spinks. And you know what? I'm going to address something right now because I've been very guilty of this myself, of thinking that because Leon Spinks' voice is not Barry Manilow's voice, that maybe the thoughts in that brain might not be as clear and concise as ours. And I'm the first one to admit that I have thought that myself. I know we've made jokes right here on this show that I started, so I take full responsibility for that. When you get the chance to sit with the man, though, and you really get the chance to talk with him, Timmy can vouch for this. We've seen him countless times in Canastota. We never had the chance to sit and really discuss things with him.
And I think what also happens, too, is we're sitting down in more of a quiet setting, and the times we've seen him at the Boxing Hall of Fame has been at a bar where it's loud and he has to talk louder, and it makes his voice sound worse.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean... It was awesome. I'm gonna share one quick story because we got a minute and a half. But Jimmy got up to go use the bathroom or something like that, and Chris decided to put a high chair,
a little kid's baby chair.
Yeah, into Jimmy's spot. And he came back and everybody laughed. Well, then Leon gets up and goes to the bathroom, and I told Chris to do it. And Chris like, I ain't doing that. And I'm like, dude, don't be a wuss. What's he going to do, hit you? I'm like, I'll do it. If he hits me, that's a story in itself right there. I'll be talking about that. So I did it. And he come back, but somebody had caught his attention at the bar that he was talking to on his way back, so he didn't really see it until he literally got right back in front of us, and he started laughing. And, I mean, it was just... He thought it was funny. I mean, he was laughing, and he looked at me, and he said, payback's a bitch. And, I mean, it's just... I mean, it was funny, man.
So the former heavyweight champion of the world who beat Muhammad Ali... within his 10th fight as a professional.
Is going to pay you back.
Comes back from the bathroom, and a little baby's high chair is in his seat's spot. The seat got moved away, and that seat was there. And he roared. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll get through all the fights that got us through the last week, and we'll make fight picks on David Hay against Nikolai Valuev. This is your Bolo Punch.
Rogie Insurance is a 4-generation insurance family.